Hey, what's up? Just wanted to hop on here and make a quick video about another common question that I get. And that question has to do with okay, I understand what you're saying about the food and how much of a role it plays in reversing my chronic health issue. What am I supposed to do when I go out to dinner with friends or when I'm traveling? Do I have to give that up? Is that out the window? Not part of my life anymore? The answer is no, of course not. This is all about taking these protocols and making them fit into your lifestyle and where you're at now. So if you're someone who either likes to or has to go out to eat a lot, then that's what we're going to do. I help people, I help my clients figure this part out individually all the time, but I'll go over some basics here just so you kind of know what you're looking at. So here's a picture of me and my family from a couple years ago at the beach. I absolutely love the beach. And we go out to eat. We do not as much as we used to, but we still go out to eat, whether we're traveling or hanging out with friends or whatever it is. There are times where we're going to be eating food out and about. So you have to develop these ways of making sure you're safe while doing that. And there's a learning curve to this, right? Just like everything else. The more you do it, the easier it's going to get. But what I tell my clients is in the beginning, if we can just avoid these three things in the beginning, all eggs, dairy, and gluten, if we can avoid those, that's a huge win. Okay. And then we'll fine tune it from there. But starting out, you got to learn how to recognize what foods, what dishes may have eggs, dairy, or gluten in them, and you got to stay away from those. If you're doing that, that's a W. Okay. And then once that gets a little bit easier, then you're also going to want to start looking out for things like soy, corn, and canola oil. Okay. By the way, lots of things that are labeled olive oil in restaurants, they're actually a blend of olive oil and canola oil, but they're allowed to just call it olive oil. And canola oil is a GMO product, feeds inflammation, terrible for your gut. You definitely want to avoid that. So a little heads up there. Okay, so practically, what does this look like? Instead of you having years of experience, you're just starting out. What in the world are you supposed to do? So here's like the easy things that we can do. We can look up most restaurants' menus online ahead of time, and we can go through and we can see what they have. And you might want to start Googling dishes, and you might want to see like what are the typical ingredients of this dish. And that's when you start to build your database of what foods are going to be okay for you and which ones you're going to want to avoid. So definitely hop online, check out restaurant menus ahead of time. You can also give a quick call. Now, when I started eating like this, I hated the idea of like standing out and being like, I don't want to be that gluten-free, dairy-free guy. I don't want to be them. But I'm telling you, if you just go into it and you're laid back and you have a friendly attitude and disposition, pretty much every restaurant these days is used to this. If you're cool about it, it's not going to be a big deal. You can just, say something like, dairy just wrecks my gut. Like, is there any way I can avoid it with this dish? Just talk to them. Just talk to them like a normal person. They're normal people. They want you to be happy because they want you to come back to their restaurant and they want you to have a good experience. Now, if a certain restaurant's not like that, then it might not be a place that you want to eat at, but whatever, that's not the end of the world. So you can call ahead also. And then it's always good to confirm that with whoever your server is. And again, you just be like, gluten really does a number on me. Is there any way we can make sure that's not in that dish? And they'll be like, yeah, no problem. Okay, case closed. Not very complicated, right? Let me share another screen here and I'll show you inside my programs some more training that I have. So yeah, inside my program for my one-on-one clients, I have tons of training, hours of training, and one of them is how to navigate how you're going to dine out and how you're not going to really halt your progress on this. So I show you exactly the process I do when I'm traveling or when I'm trying to find a new or when I'm going to a new place to eat. Um, how I, look at menu items on restaurants, where to search out friendly restaurants. There's so much that you can do. It's crazy. It's like everything else. You got to take it one step at a time, and you're not gonna be perfect with every restaurant in the beginning. That's okay. None of this is about being perfect all the time. It's about making enough progress to where you're feeling good and you're motivated to keep going because you want to hit that healing goal that you have. And you can do it. You can do it. Anyone can do this. This is not complicated stuff. It's actually very simple. The part that people struggle with is the execution. And that's what I help my clients with. That's what my job is to, I'm like your Sherpa. You want to get to the top of the mountain of health, and I'm going to hold your hand along the way. And I'm going to share my knowledge and experience and make sure you get to where you want to go safely. All right, cool. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.